Ellington, and welcome to Southern Sass Chats. My guest today is an actress, a model, philanthropist, and also a pretty good golfer. Please welcome Taylor Cole.
Hi, thank you for
Hi,
having me.
hi, how are you?
Doing great, doing
Looking
good. How are you?
beautiful as always.
Thank you. You're so sweet to have me. Thank you.
Yay. So I'm just going to dive right in with something. A friend of mine reached out and said, please ask Taylor, and I'm going to do it before I forget.
Smart.
Her name is Aiden Harmston, and she really loves Christmas and Homestead, which was a
Oh,
really good movie. And she wanted to know what your experience was like working with Michael Rady and or is it Ratty?
ready, ready.
Okay. And also from that, tell us a little bit about your recent experience going back to Georgia to the small town Christmas experience there.
Yes. Oh, well, I love this question because I absolutely adore Michael Rady. He is the sweetest. I think he had a 6 day old when we were
Oh,
shooting the movie. It was wild. So, and you just saw him he wished he could be back there so much. And he would fly back on the weekends, and he was just the most amazing father and husband. And it was his first movie. It was his first Hallmark movie, I should say.
oh,
So
okay.
I love working with first timers because I get to warn them and tell them about the world of Hallmark fans and how wonderful and life-changing and how much gratitude and how much love you're going to receive from this whole world of Hallmark fans. So that was really, really fun. And he's so funny. He's so grounded. And then us getting to see each other in Dahlonega, where we shot the movie, was awesome because we felt like we hadn't missed a beat. We were like, we should shoot a sequel. We were staying in this adorable little Airbnb, and I was like, this would totally be the Airbnb that they renovated. Like, this is it.
Yeah,
We already have the set. Like, let's shoot it. But he's really great, and he's just such a genuine soul, and really, really loving and giving and selfless, and he just has so much love and light. So he was a favorite for sure.
that's all you can ask for. Is a great co-star really can make a project. It can make or break a project, really. And when you have someone that you form a friendship with, I can imagine that that makes it just so much more enjoyable on set, especially on long days. And if the weather's not cooperating or what have you, or you're just not in the best mood, or for him having a newborn and being on set, when you have someone supportive to work with, it can make a big difference. And that to me sometimes shines through in the final product. When we see the movies, we can see that joy that was had between the actors. And I think it
Yes.
really comes through. And many of your co-stars say that about you, that just working with you is always a dream. That, if they find out they're working with Taylor, it's almost like a weight lifted because they know they're going to have a great scene partner.
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear. I didn't know that.
And see, you've done a few movies with, well, they're Evoke now, but formerly Cartel.
Oh, yeah.
And so I hear little things because my book that was adapted for Hallmark, Autumn at Apple Hill, was
Yeah.
produced by Stan and that
Yeah.
team. So
Yeah.
I know your friends. I hear a little bit about how wonderful you are.
Dan is amazing. We actually recruited him to Tahoe. I live in Lake Tahoe. So when he saw us living our best lives in the trees and the mountains, he was like, "What's going on up there?" And he
Yeah.
came to visit, and he moved out here with us, and yeah, never looked back. So it's great.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I see your pictures and I see that his pictures, and it just looks like such a beautiful place. It really does.
It really is.
You're removed from the limelight, but you can, go there when you want to, and then you feel like you can escape back to your little haven.
Totally, totally like little small town, evergreen trees. It feels like a Hallmark movie. It
I was
just
going to say, we need like a Tahoe. Oh, we have had Christmas in Tahoe, but was that actually supposed to be Lake Tahoe? I'm not even sure.
I
I'll have
don't
to
know.
ask about that.
Yeah.
And your first movie, you told me this. I didn't realize it was your first movie, but my favorite of yours. Oh, well, I mean, I love all of them, but my favorite that I can always think of when someone says Taylor Cole is your very first one, Appetite for Love.
Oh my gosh, I was so blonde.
You had short blonde hair, so cute.
Yes.
I loved it.
I loved that movie. That was a really great movie. And actually, my husband now, we didn't start dating until he left Hallmark, but he produced that movie. He was the executive producer at Hallmark for that movie.
Oh
So that's
wow.
when we became friends, and he was single, so I tried to set him up with all my friends until I was like, "Hang on a second. You're a good match for me." But
I'm
yeah,
gonna reel him back in for myself.
exactly, exactly. I mean, I match made him. So
There you go.
yeah, I did my job.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that doing that first one with Andrew, and he's so sweet and so lovely. And yeah, I think I need to do another Andrew movie for sure.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Time.
to be your first one and to get someone like Andrew, who I also hear is just so giving as a scene partner and wonderful. You know, I think you got lucky there and he did too to
Oh
get,
yeah,
for the two of you to get that partnership.
for
I
sure.
really enjoyed that sweet movie. I loved it. It was so cute.
Oh, it was cute.
And you also, I'm going to mention this for a friend also. You did Pumpkin Everything back in 2022.
Thank you.
And my friend Beth Labonte is the writer of that book. And
Yes.
so she was so excited when she found out that you and Corey were going to bring Kitten Amy to life.
Yes.
So Beth says hi.
Hi, Beth.
So
You
I
know
just
what?
wanted to mention that and get a little bit about your experience working on that set.
Yeah, I am so, so happy that I did that. I personally shy away from any subject matter that's too serious, thinking that somebody might get upset, or that it might not be the rom-com they were looking for. And I just wanted to keep the light and levity and in the Hallmark world. And I hadn't really done a hard-hitting, serious, with a lot of weight to it, Hallmark movie. And so when that one came across, my desk, I was like, I don't know that I'll be able to, like, you know, I was nervous. I
Right.
was nervous that if anyone would get any joy out of it, and honestly, one of my dear friends, Donna, she said, "Are you kidding? So many people are going through this right now, and for you to shine a light and go through, this character go through this whole journey, no, they will not feel alone. They'll feel seen, and they'll feel connected to you, and they'll want and crave this." And I had no idea how impactful it would be. And just the people who say that that's their favorite movie, I'm so grateful, so, so grateful that I did it. And now I'm even, because of her, tell her thank you, in my own life. I'm having struggles and going through infertility, uh, my infertility journey. And I wasn't sure that I wanted to share it until I had a happy outcome. And that's not how life works. You don't always get a happy outcome.
No.
And so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take the lesson that I learned from the scary moment of being vulnerable with Pumpkin Everything, and taking a chance, and and do that in real life, and just share what I'm going through, and maybe somebody somewhere will feel less alone and feel, seen in this world of, like, you never know. There's no guarantees, and that's okay. And so she really, like, fully changed my life in so many different ways. So thank her very, very much.
Oh, wow. I love that. I love that. And your story resonates with so many people, myself included, because I wasn't sure if I was going to touch on that topic, because I know that you've been asked about it so much. I'm like, she may not want to talk about it, but I do want to touch on it since you mentioned it. I'm a pet mom for the same reason. And, infertility, it makes you feel all kinds of things. And people just don't get it unless they've been in your shoes and understand what it's like. And you and your husband have gone through so many different avenues to try, that we weren't, we didn't do a lot of those things, but the feelings are the same whatever you're doing. It's hard, and it's sad, and you find ways to accept or to deal with things. And I'm still hoping for you. I'm still hoping for
Thank you.
that you become a mom. There's so many ways if it's not
Yeah.
that way. But I appreciate your story and you sharing your story with us, because I don't want to cry. But I was like, wow, everyone sees the smiles all the time, and you never know what someone is going through.
Yeah.
And having you be so vulnerable and share that, it meant a lot to me. And that's one reason I wanted you on the podcast, just
Oh,
because
thank you.
it made me adore you even more.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry for your struggles. And yeah, I think just to have an example of somebody going through it and realizing that we're not alone, and that a lot of people have struggled with a lot of things. I mean, it doesn't just stop here, but just to be able to be vocal and to be accessible about these topics is important, and it's helping us all connect.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you're right. It gives us that human connection. It brings us together. The world is hard enough and chaotic. When we can find something that we can connect on, it's great. It doesn't matter if people have different, you know, opinions about certain topics. When you can find something that you can connect with, none of the rest of it matters. At least for a little while, you're like, this is something that other people are going through these things. And like you said, it's so many different things, from infertility to loss, to so many things. And you've also been through losing a very close friend of yours, and having that connection with other friends, I'm sure, has helped. How have you navigated the last year? Because I know you've gone through a few different things.
Yeah. Losing my best friend in Tahoe to breast cancer while I was shooting a Hallmark movie was wild. I took her she survived breast cancer once, and then the breast cancer came back, but it was everywhere. And so, um, she was trying different types of chemo. And this last one, I took her to her last appointment, and they basically were like, we're going to have to hold off because you have an infiltrate in your lungs. So I was like, okay, well, I'll see you when I get back. And, I had about 2 normal days of just being a human. And then she started to have pains, and then they put her on, oxygen. And so um, I was planning to go back the next weekend. And on Sunday, I guess she was flown out. She was flown out. She was helicoptered to a specialty hospital in Reno. And so I was like, okay, well, next weekend I'll go see her. And then she waited for her mom and her brother to be there with her. And then she passed quick, which I'm glad, because she didn't want to be sick for a long time. That was one of her big fears, was being sick for a long time. So we got to do everything that she wanted to do in that last year of life. And I mean, she has so much life in her, but she wanted to push her way to the front of a concert, and we did. And she wanted to, we went horseback riding, we went on a hot air balloon ride, we just did everything. And she just got to like enjoy life. And she didn't take anything for granted. And it was beautiful to get to see. But to lose her while I was shooting that movie, it was wild, because I felt bipolar. I felt crazy, because I had so much devastation, but I couldn't process it. So we were shooting nights, which means basically you're shooting all night, and then you get home at like 4 or 5 a.m. and I would cry, for 2 hours straight myself to sleep. And then I'd wake up and I'd be in this and thank goodness I had Kevin McGeary. He is such an amazing human. And I was just like, all right, here is what's going to happen. I have to compartmentalize right now, and I need you to make me laugh every second of every day that we shoot this movie. And he did. He was so great and there for me. And we had been talking that week before about her and what she was going through. And then, he was so supportive. But since then I have, and even before that, I had been uh, linked up with St. Jude. So I do a lot of children's for St. Jude Children's Hospital, a lot of golf tournaments, a lot of fundraising, a lot of, just giving back to this world because nobody should die from cancer and definitely no child should die from cancer. My friend was only 40 years old, but the things that they're doing in the pediatric space are, groundbreaking and they're saving adult lives as well. So I just think, giving back and giving that energy. And also we met at the Boys and Girls Club because she worked for the Boys and Girls Club. She too just loved to give back and loved to, provide for children. And so just taking her energy and what she loved along with what I love and just keeping her spirit alive with all of that has been
Exactly.
really helpful.
Yeah, that's what it's like, she's living on through you, through friends, through family who are carrying on her dreams and her passions and doing the things for her and that she was passionate about. And that's so important. And I saw that you had up your fundraiser and about St. Jude's and had been there recently. And I know that you do a lot for the Boys and Girls Clubs. And I just think all of that is amazing because, like you said, giving back is what we're here for. I mean, when you have life and you have blessings in life, the best way to celebrate those is to pay it forward and to be able to give back to someone else. And for those particular causes, I mean, I can't watch a St. Jude commercial without, falling apart. So, the everything that we can do is important. So, I mean, I'm going to actually link in here, about going to St. Jude and the Boys and Girls Clubs, for Lake Tahoe, right? Is that the one that you
Yeah,
did?
Lake
Yeah.
Tahoe.
So I'll add that in here for people who also would like to give back and be a part of the changes that are trying to be made. So
Thank you so much.
yeah,
Thank you.
it's wonderful. So let's talk about something a little bit. Well, first, I do want to touch on that movie which she's referring to as Reason for the Season, which
Yes.
was phenomenal. I loved that movie. So many people loved that movie.
Good.
And even though you were going through a difficult, unimaginable time behind the scenes, you put so much into it. You took your grief and you put it into that role and you did amazing. And we all really loved that movie. So I'm glad there was something special to come out of that for her. I'll say that
100%.
movie is dedicated to her.
Yes, and actually the scene after I found out I was supposed to go hang an ornament on the Christmas tree in the diner, and there was just a big box of a bunch of ornaments, and I could pick any one that I want. And my hand reached down, and I pulled out this angel, and she was so graceful and so beautiful. And my friend is so clumsy, and so I was like, "Oh, good, she's now her in her wherever she is now graceful and no more bruises." So
That's right. That's right.
that
She's
was for
now a
her.
perfect angel. Yes, that's
That's
right.
right.
A perfect angel. I love that. That is so special. And so right now you are getting ready to celebrate with another fun movie all about
Yeah.
ice cream.
Yeah, who doesn't
Tell
love
us,
ice
I mean,
cream?
who doesn't relate ice cream with summertime? That's
Yes.
perfect. So tell us a little bit about your experience with Double Scoop and working with Ryan McPartland.
Oh my gosh. Well, we didn't realize, I mean, we knew that we had worked together before and we knew each other in Hollywood, the Hollywood scene, and would always say hi. And then I was like, when we saw each other this time, I was like, where did we work together? And we put actually our director, Peter Sullivan, he sent us a video of me breaking a bottle over his head. I'm pretty sure I killed him in CSI Miami. And I was like, wow, I fully blocked that out of my brain. But anyway, so in this movie we like butt heads a lot. So we already had that that backstory for me killing him. Um, but we knew each other, and the familiarity helps to just like have fun with the role because there's a lot of good humor in it. There's a lot of combat, a lot of head-to-head moments where we're just like bickering and fighting and arguing and trying to, get our way. And that history and that chemistry really helps a lot. So
So
it
it's like
was
an
really fun.
enemies to lovers type story.
Yes, it is for
Great.
sure.
Okay. Very fun. Very fun. Yeah, I saw you did several episodes of CSI Miami.
Yes, I did. I think I did. Yeah.
You had quite a career outside. You've had quite a career outside of Hallmark. And the first thing I saw you in was the first thing apparently that you did as far as IMDb credits go. Summerland.
Summerlin? Yes,
I watched
Summerlin.
Summerland with Lori Loughlin and Sean Christian. And is Sean is yours? Is he your stepdad?
He's my stepdad. Yes. And the writers didn't know that he was my stepdad. So after I had, basically been intimate with everybody on the on the cast, they try to write him and I a storyline, and we were like, no, 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 we're related. We're related. We don't have the same last name, but we're related. Yeah. So that was awesome. I didn't know anything about what I was doing. And I mean, I swear my first acting class was on episode 8, because by the time we were finished shooting episode 8, episode 1 was airing. And so I was watching it, and I called my agent and I was like, give me an acting coach now. Cause I was like walking, not moving my arms. And obviously you're like super critical of yourself when you're
Right.
watching yourself.
Yeah.
And that was my first acting class, was watching myself on TV. But I would like post up somewhere and not move my hands and not talk like a normal person would talk. And it was brutal to watch for me. And then, that was my first acting class, was Summerlin for sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything.
I thought it was fun. I wish that it had gotten another season. But I remember Jesse McCartney was
Yes.
on there and he had this cute song about Beautiful Soul or something
Yes.
that came out.
He still
And
tours and everything. Yeah.
yeah, and it's
He's
just, oh, I loved it. And Lori, I mean, it was just fun. I really thought it was an enjoyable show. And
and Zac Efron was on that show.
oh yeah,
That was like one of his first shows before High School Musical.
yeah. Oh gosh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And
Um,
Ryan Quanten from True Blood. Yeah, there's a lot of people that came off of that
yeah.
show.
Yeah, and out of that, like you've done so many guest appearances. I noticed that you did an appearance on Castle. I think everyone on Hallmark is like a rite of passage to be in an episode of Castle.
Absolutely, absolutely. He was so great. They were both really wonderful to work with.
That's awesome. That we love. My husband and I watched that show. We binged it actually after the show was pretty much done, and it was so good. So we just really really liked it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm recognizing all of these Hallmark actors. It became like a game for me to be like, okay, who's
Yeah.
in this one?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I
um,
played a spoiled brat in that one.
yeah. So, out of all of the movies that you have done for Hallmark, I know you mentioned Pumpkin Everything being a special one to you also. What is your favorite? I'm going to go with your like Christmas movie. If you had, and that's like saying, well, that's which one is my favorite child? It's like that with my books. But is there one that comes to mind that had a special memory attached to it or that could make it stand out for you right away?
I think definitely Christmas in Homestead with Michael Rady. It was so special. It was one of our first ones, and it just it just had such a good storyline, and the fans love it so much. And we had, a great cast and good energy, and it was love like personified. It was really sweet. And it had the comedy and funny moments, but like it had a lot of serious, impactful things as well. So I really like that one. That was sweet.
I like that one too. I mean, I don't think you can make a bad movie. So, I mean, that's part of it right there. Now, when are you going to be in a movie about golf? We've got to find a way to get
Yes.
some golf into your movie, even if that's not the primary focus. We have to have you playing golf at some point.
Yes. Well, on Movies and Mysteries, Ruby Herring, she golfed.
Oh, she
So,
did.
yeah,
Okay. See,
because,
I didn't watch the Mystery Channel
oh, yeah,
movies.
that's okay. So, uh, what is her name? I'm blanking on her name. Anyway, the writer of
Oh, Ruby
she's
Herring.
of Ruby Herring. She does Dateline and Andrea Canning.
Okay, I was gonna look her up while
Yeah, no, I'm just so yeah, so Andrea Canning wrote Ruby Herring, and her husband is a huge golfer. So he was like, you have to make Ruby Herring a scene where she golfs. So she teaches Stephen Huszar, who is the detective, a little bit about golf and ties it into the storyline. And it's just kind of like a thrown away storyline piece, but it is on there.
I love
It
that.
has been done, but yeah, I would love, love, love to do a real Hallmark movie. Wes Brown actually made me watch what's the big golf movie that everybody
Adam
loves so much?
Adam Sandler's oh my God. Happy
No,
Gilmore.
not that one. Not
No.
which one?
Happy Gilmore?
No, no, no,
Tin
no.
Cup?
The one between uh anyway. I
I
can't
know.
remember.
I'll just start thinking of every golf movie I can. I'll ask Wes tomorrow because he's coming on tomorrow.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Well, Tin Cup. It was called Tin Cup.
I did say, yeah, yes, okay, yeah, I said
Yes,
yeah,
Tin
that's a good
Cup.
one.
So Wes Brown just told me to watch Tin Cup, and he was like, "We need to remake Tin Cup in Hallmark Land." And I was like, "I am down. I am ready. Let's do it." So tell him tomorrow.
There
Let's
you
do
go. Tin
it.
Cup. But yeah, that was a good movie. That's Kevin Costner and I can't think of her name, but I can see her face. She looks
Yep.
really good. Renee Russo.
Yeah.
Renee Russo. Yeah.
Russo.
There
Yes. So
it is.
good.
Yeah, that was a great movie. Um, and is there anything that you can talk about coming up besides Double Scoop on August 23rd?
August 23rd. I am gonna go to the Hallmark Christmas experience. Have you done that yet? Have you
I
been?
have not, but
Okay.
it looked like a
Well,
lot of fun.
yes, I will be there the last weekend of November and the first weekend of the event. I think it's the day after Thanksgiving for that whole weekend. So I'll be there, and hopefully that means that I have a Christmas movie to promote. Fingers crossed, and that's all I've got for now.
Yeah, I was going to say you can kind of look at who goes to the Christmas experience and maybe the cruise, but at least the Christmas experience and be like, if they're there, they likely have a Christmas movie this year.
Something to promote. Yeah, it would make sense to have something to promote. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
for sure.
love that. And I do have a few fun rapid fire
Okay.
questions for you. So, you're in a movie about ice cream and trying to sell different types of ice creams. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh boy. I feel like ice cream flavors are like different phases of life. Like you go through these like when I was a kid, it was cookies and cream all day. When I got a little older, the mint chocolate chip was it. And then even a little older, the caffeine started to be a thing. So the coffee ice cream was delicious. Root beer floats from my childhood is what my dad made me, and I loved them. So, and we made them with Dr. Pepper because we're from Texas. So it was that classic vanilla ice cream and Dr. Pepper on top, Dr. Pepper float. And then now it's my friend, her and her husband started a ice cream business. He was a chef and he just was a private chef and he was being flown around and just a really stressful job. And he was like, you know what? Just like a Hallmark movie, I'm going to do what I'm passionate about. And he opened up they had a ice cream truck and then they opened up their brick and mortar and now it's just like expanding because their flavors are so inventive, which in this movie Double Scoop is the whole premise. Like their flavors and the different creativity that this company brings to their flavors is like beyond anything that anyone's ever tasted. So I feel like that's what my friend's doing. So I would say anything from Castle Rock Creamery, a little shout out, a little
There you
plug.
go, Castle Rock
Um,
Creamery.
he's just so inventive and does like the perfect flavors where you're just like, I wouldn't have known to order this if
Yeah.
I wasn't here, one of those. So now I like surprise ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah. I love when you guys wear and they can give you like a whole new flavor mix that you would have never thought
Never.
of together. Like a bacon and salty sweet, something weird, but it's like what?
Totally.
But then it's like
Yes.
really good.
So in the movie, the first ice cream that I try is like a mascarpone with a strawberry mascarpone with a strawberry, I mean with a balsamic glaze. And I was like, oh my gosh, we actually have to eat this on camera? I'm gonna gag. This is not gonna be good at all. And that first bite was mind blowing. I was like, oh my goodness, I will never have ice cream without a balsamic glaze on top ever again. It was so good. It's just wild what, people can come up with. And, that was just our script. I mean, our props department mashing up strawberries, taking, really actually making the flavors that were on the page and putting a balsamic drizzle. And it was delicious. So, props to the props department for crushing that. It was really, really special.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah, that's amazing. And if you're working, your character's an ad executive, correct? Are you both
Yep.
ad executives going after this campaign or something?
Yep.
You know, you want something creative that you're trying to sell. So not just chocolate or vanilla or strawberry,
Yep.
but something like that. I mean, from now on, I'm gonna order my ice cream and put like a tiara on and say, yes, I can't have it unless it has a balsamic glaze on it.
That's right,
That's
girl.
how it feels.
It's so good.
That
It's so
sounds
good.
really good. Okay, so flip flops or sandals?
I'm just realizing this was the speed round and I made it into not a speed
Oh
round.
no, no, my speed rounds have not been speed rounds yet because if you didn't start talking, I would. So no, no.
Okay, good. Would you say flip flops or sandals?
Hmm?
Aren't flip flop sandals?
Well, they flip flop or the sandals that you have to actually attach and hook.
Okay, okay, okay.
I
I
saw
see.
it somewhere.
I like it. I like it. I don't even think I'm like, do I even have flip flops? I guess I have more sandals than I have flip flops, so we'll say sandals.
I was trying to think of summary things for
Oh,
like
you're
that
cute.
movie.
I love that. Yes, yes, yes.
um,
Barefoot in the sand. How about that?
Barefoot in the sand. There you go. Hiking or lying in a hammock.
Oh, going for a hike and then lying in the hammock after.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, now it kind of moves a little bit away from necessarily summer. Margaritas or wine.
You know what? I think because margaritas taste so, so good that I'll have three and I'll be like, asleep at 3 p.m. and I'm like, what, how was the rest of the night, guys?
Yeah.
I fell asleep. So I would say wine because unless it's one margarita and then I'm cut off and nobody can pour me another one because I want another one. They're so tasty, you
Yeah.
know. But wine is good because it's a slow sipper and it's
Yeah.
antioxidants and good for you. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's a summer question for
I
sure.
love that. And some of these I came up with on my own. The only one I looked up was just the flip flops or sandals because I was like, what else can I ask for summer? And I was blanking. um, Favorite place to go golfing?
Oh, wow. I just got back from an anniversary trip, which I still need to post about, to Pebble Beach. We played the trifecta. It was on the coast of California, Pebble Beach, Spyglass, and Spanish Bay. And it was so beautiful and it was so worth it. And we loved it so much. But actually, we had to cancel a trip. It was I had booked us to go to Ireland to do all golfing all around Ireland, a week and a half, and see the whole because I have Irish roots. So I thought, why not go play golf in a beautiful place and see all the nature and all the beautiful history? And I had to cancel because what movie was it? Maybe it was the one in Oh, no, it was the reason for the season. So that was when our my anniversary is June 20th. And so we had to cancel our thing. So we took that credit and we used it to go to Pebble Beach. But since I've never been to Ireland and I was planning on going, I'd say Ireland.
There you go. There you go. Steak or pasta?
Well, I love steak. I'd say steak. I'm not supposed to have gluten, but doctors don't know everything. So I just sneak
Yeah.
some gluten in every once in a while.
I was wondering, I was like, she may say I'm vegan or I'm a vegetarian, and so neither.
Yeah, no. Steak for sure. I love a good
Yeah,
steak.
I like a good steak too, but I like pasta also. So,
Yeah.
and did I? Oh, last one of the rapid fire: Halloween or Christmas?
Oh, I mean, you can't pick. Okay, I would say my husband's favorite holiday is Halloween for sure, and that has made my love for Halloween grow exponentially. Um, but I mean, Christmas. I love Christmas. It's beautiful. And also, I got a Balsam Hill tree last year and it's flocked. And then I got a Frosty the Snowman topper. And then I put little red balls down the middle. And I honestly fell in love with this tree. And I was like, I think we should keep it year round. It makes me so happy. So, like, now I'm just looking forward to seeing Frosty again. But
Yeah,
all the decorations and just the feeling that you get,
yeah,
I'm glad that I don't have more storage in this house because my Halloween would be absurd. My Christmas would be nuts. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
yeah.
I would have a problem. It's a slippery slope because
It
it
is.
makes you feel so good and you're just like, I want more.
And
Yeah.
no, we had to just remodeling last year. I say had to because like our hot water heater exploded. So
Oh,
it led to starting a remodel of the kitchen, which was like, well, we've been meaning to do this anyway. So half of the home, was remodeled. And in the process, I got rid of so much of my stuff, decorations and everything. And it was really hard to part
no.
with. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, now I get to just start fresh and get like new stuff. And my
Good
husband's
point.
like, no, you're supposed to, we're going to declutter. And I'm like,
I
but
know
I
that
want
word.
my decorations for Christmas and the fall. That's when I decorate. So that's been,
Totally.
a little bit of a balancing act there.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. I,
Yeah.
I completely understand.
And I will ask you if you were doing a seasonal movie. This isn't on my question list. This one I'm just shooting off now as we're wrapping up. A seasonal movie, and it was spring, summer, fall, or winter, not Christmas necessarily, but just one of the seasons. Which one of the seasons would you want to do a movie that actually emphasized the season?
I did the one winter wedding, one winter weekend, one winter proposal, that whole series,
Yeah, those were great.
and it was so fun. And I love just like being bundled up and a fireplace. And so I think I like the colder weather ones for sure, just because it's cozy,
Yeah,
and you can tell like when somebody's watching this, they're going to feel cozy and they're going to be wrapped up in their blanket anyway. And, I just think something about that, or even fall. Fall has the same sort of feeling and it's
yeah,
very like, just warm and fuzzy feelings. But anything where you're wearing those beautiful jackets and you're sipping something warm, any one
yes.
of those seasons. But
Yes. Last year when Autumn and Apple Hill came out, a lot of people were talking about the fashion because of fall starts to bring out more of the fashion in fall and winter because you can wear
totally
more clothes and layers, and it just has that nice
love the
cozy
layers.
vibe.
Yep,
Yeah,
love the
I
layers.
love that. And of course that had an inn with like the fireplace going and all of that. So that
See,
part was exactly how I imagined it in the book. So I'm very big fan of the fall movies too. So I would picture you, because I'm going to say something I would picture you in. My book, Love at the Salted Caramel Cafe, is
oh
set in Virginia. She
yes, please.
hikes. I believe they cook steak on the grill, actually, in the
Yes,
book. So I'm
perfect.
thinking of these things here. And they have their own little restaurant. Her family does. That's called the Salted Caramel Cafe.
Oh, well, if you know anything about me, you know that I'm a foodie through and through, and I love to eat. I have an irrational fear of starving, so I have food around me at all times. And yes, anything. I feel like I've done like a bakery kind of scene, but I haven't really done like a food, like a restaurant. Well, I guess that the first one, Appetite for Love, but she was more she wasn't involved so much. She was kind of like trying to shut
Right.
it down. And then
Yeah.
she learned to appreciate it. But I would love to be the one who's in it to begin with. I love
Yeah.
that idea.
And this
Let's do
also
it.
has like a family healing. So you would have like a sister who you've sort of you're a little estranged from, and you need to work through some things because your mother had been ill. She's better now, but you were living in Tampa as a hotel executive, so now you come back and you realize your ultimate dream is to run the cafe because you were always the better one of the two of you at that. But there's family healing, and you fall for a geologist who's new in town.
Oh, I love this movie.
So I
Oh
think
my
this
goodness.
sounds fun.
I'm
So
in.
anyway, I
Let's
had to like
go.
picture that, or of course we could put you in a Christmas one too. But anyway, I just thought of that from some of your answers with, and knowing that you live in Tahoe and like some outdoorsy things and stuff too.
Oh, for
There's
sure.
a lot of that. There's kayaking and stuff. So I just really thought about you as we were talking about that.
Yes, this is me. This is
Sounds fun.
perfect.
Sounds fun. And maybe if
Next
you and
call.
Wes Brown don't do the golf movie, maybe the two of you can do this one.
Perfect.
Sounds
Yes,
great.
I'm in.
Yay.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
so I appreciate you taking the time, Taylor. I know you've been making the rounds on different podcasts and helping, try to promote your movie that's coming out. And I'm so excited that you took the time to come on mine.
Thank you for having me.
And we're looking forward to tell us about your movie and the time again.
The movie is Double Scoop and it is August 23rd, right? Yep, Saturday, August 23rd at the normal time. What time is the normal time?
8 p.m.
7, 8 Central?
Yeah,
8 p.m.
there you go. 8
7, 8
7
Central.
Central on Hallmark Channel and next day on Hallmark Plus.
You
And thank
got
you
it
so
down.
much, Taylor. I'm so happy that you came on and talked today. It's been a joy and a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.